Hi, Daniel Newman here, Principal Analyst at Future Research, here today at HPE Discover Madrid, and I've had a number of interesting conversations, and I'm excited about the next one. I have Tommaso Esmanek here, and Tommaso, I gotta say, I've done a bunch of these videos, and each time I've done them with sometimes two people, sometimes one, sometimes more, and I always get at least one name partially wrong. And I haven't done any retakes of them. I don't know what it is, but there's something authentic about the name. But I also haven't made this joke yet. I grew up, my last name, Newman.
Yes.
Seinfeld. You ever watch the show Seinfeld?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So from the time I was like, I don't know, 7 years old, because I'm 36, had to remember that. Seinfeld's been on like since I was 10, 7, 10. It was like when I was a kid. I haven't been able to walk into a classroom or into a new job without somebody looking at me going, Newman.
Newman, yeah.
Newman. So I give myself just this much latitude to get names wrong.
Yeah.
But Tommaso, you work at HPE with Point Next.
Yes.
Go ahead really quickly and introduce, say hi to everybody right there. And tell them what you do at HPE.
So, Tommaso Esmanek, I'm in HPE Point Next, and I'm responsible for the edge service strategies. And basically what I do, I define services for the edge, taking our products, understanding customers' problems, and from there coming up with solutions that really help the customer achieve their business outcomes.
Yeah, it's a really solid introduction. Now the thing about edge that's so interesting is I think the IT community, people like you, people like me as an analyst, we use the term sort of almost like we expect everybody out there to really know what the edge is.
Yes.
But I also realize we have a whole community of business leaders, executives that are just getting the hang of what IoT is.
Correct.
And edge as a whole is what in the world is the edge? So I actually got to do a video for HPE a while back explaining doing my little short what is the edge for your community, so I'm going to ask you to do for mine.
Yes.
How do you explain the edge to somebody in like 10 seconds?
Perfect. So IoT is a very big marketing term. Edge, the one we are focused on, is not the consumer side of the IoT, it's really the industrial, the business side of the edge. The edge for us is everything that is not in the data center. It is retail, it is industrial, it is cars, it is everything that's a highly distributed environment so that are putting compute to achieve business outcomes.
So it's basically anywhere that you have a data center that's not a data center.
Everything you have compute where there is not a data center.
But you kind of get my joke, is these are really beyond compute. What you guys are really doing with Edgeline, with Moonshot, is you're putting a compute that does what a data center does.
Yes.
Not in a data center.
Not in a data center,
which
correct.
Could be in a factory with a number of robotic machines.
Correct.
Or it could be in the pit of a Formula One race car.
Could be, yes.
Something like that. So there's a lot of different things. So talk a little bit though, I'm going to shift because we don't have as much time. I could talk forever about this. One of the big moves HPE Point Next is making as a whole, but certainly in your line, is the as a service move.
Perfect. So we just announced HPE Point Next GreenLake, which is really focusing about delivering solutions versus just services attached to products, right? Within that, we have just announced Edge Compute, so GreenLake Edge Compute, which focuses on delivering solutions for the edge. Let me tell you what customers are telling us, and this is really driven from the cloud experience. The cloud has said to the IT people, I want to really do DevOps, be focused on business outcomes. Now they're looking at the edge and say, I need to get data from the physical world, but I don't want to be worried about running the IT environment on the edge. I don't have the capacity in terms of resources, my IT resources to extend into the edge. If I do have it, I want to focus them on building the next level of software that analyzes the physical world, gets a business outcome, and then changes and improves the operational process. So you're left with that IT infrastructure that needs to be run and operated. And they want to not only be done by somebody with an enterprise level of experience like HPE, but they also want to consume it as a service. Let me give you an example. So you have a customer that starts with a POC, proof of concept, that moves into a pilot. The edge deployment is not like an edge deployment of a compute deployment of a data center. You go in and do a big data center deployment. It really scales up by the needs of the customer. And so with as a service model, we are able to provide the level of service and the level of infrastructure at the pace of the customer is deploying it. And basically we provide is an overall package aligned to the customer's tasks and needs. And then there is a monthly fee for whatever it's happening. It's like your telephone service, right? You pay for a telephone service, but you don't worry about the infrastructure that runs your telephone system.
Yeah, and I think the big move here, though, is that IT transformation and even digital transformation, which I always say is where you incorporate people,
yes,
they want to move to a much more consumable type of arrangement,
yes,
because the tech is moving too fast.
Yes.
So for most companies, going, like for instance, on-prem isn't even in the discussion for a lot of companies.
Yeah.
For bigger companies, it's more hybrid because they have reasons, but things like edge, where they might say, we have an opportunity to capture data from all of these whatever, sensors, video cameras, whatever it is, and we can be utilizing this in our retail environment to create a better shopping experience.
Yes.
However, we don't have the people, the resources, the time, the money to deploy this on our own.
Yes. And so they basically rely on us to do that, and it's part of our service, is we augment to their resources so they can achieve a faster business outcome. And the fact that they don't have to build an IT on this expertise in-house or have an ability to do this in a very distributed environment, they can take more measured risks and they can deploy faster, learn more, and then transform even faster their business without having to come up with all that capital to be able to put these changes into place.
Yeah, and one of the things I always talk about is the ability to fail fast to succeed sooner. I wrote a Forbes prediction piece on the top digital transformation trends. I said some company's going to come out with a iteration of failure as a service.
Yes.
And it's the whole concept is helping companies realize what doesn't work faster.
Yes.
And so the whole movement towards everything as a service really is in many ways a version of what I'm saying, because you guys can say, okay, let's test this out. Does this help create and improve the customer experience?
Yeah.
We can roll this out, we can do it in a very short amount of time with much less cost resources and maybe in a, like you said, proof of concept environment.
Yes.
And you'll know within 30, 60, 90 days if you're going to get the return.
Correct.
And do we want to put more money here, move it elsewhere? So it really is, in a lot of ways, the future of being able to transform and adapt quickly, because not only will you maybe succeed quickly, but you'll also realize when things don't work, and you will have not been so costly, and they'll appreciate you for helping them figure that out.
That is correct. And I would also add another point. The as-a-service model, beyond just the fail fast and succeed and is also focuses on the life cycle, right? Because you are consuming it as a service, allows to evolve the infrastructure faster toward the next use case. Evolution and innovation is not just an event in time, happens today, happens absolutely all the time. And so when you're consuming things as a service, you're able to say, well, I achieved this step, and now I'm going to move to the next one much quicker with taking less risks.
Well, I always say, when it comes to digital transformation, there is no endpoint. It's infinite. So unlike this video, which I'm going to have to end right now, digital transformation is infinite. Once you enter this cycle, you will never exit it. Correct. It will always be about continuing to improve, and with things that are as a service, you have the opportunity to get involved, make those improvements, see how those technologies can aid your business quickly without running into some of the hurdles that we would have traditionally. So Point Next is certainly onto something good. I'll give you one last chance before I shut us down here. Where should somebody go that wants to learn more about the HPE Point Next services?
That's a good question. We could go to hpe.com/GreenLake, and we already got all the information.
So hpe.com/GreenLake. I'll put it in the comments in the video so people that want to check it out. Tommaso, thank you so much for spending a little time here. From Discover 2017 in Madrid, Daniel Newman, see you later.